Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my second update for my non-makeup project pan. As the name suggests, I'm working on non-makeup beauty products in my collection, things that otherwise may be getting neglected, things that I don't have as a regular part of my routine, things that are getting older and I don't have that much progress on, and things that I just don't want to let go bad instead of using them up. So I kicked off this project at the end of last year, and I initially was thinking I would just run it for 6 months, so it would be concluded in May of this year. But I'm thinking now I just want to keep going until I no longer feel like it's a necessity for me. So I update this project every 2 months, and so my next update will be in May. And yeah, I'm just feeling like this has actually been a really good avenue for me to work on some products. And I'm really, really happy with the progress that I have made over these last 2 months. So let's just get on into it. I'm gonna actually be rolling out 3 of my 5 focus products, which is amazing. So let's kick it off with one of those empties. This one was pretty much a given in my last update. I knew that it was going to be empty for today's update, so I'm happy that I was able to achieve that. This is the Somerville Daily Deflector Mineral Sunscreen. The expiration date in this is April of this year, so I wanted to be able to finish it up in anticipation of that being the expiration. And I was able to finish this in the early parts of February actually, which is great. As you can see, I did cut into it and use every last possible drop of this. So here is what it's looking like today. Completely empty. I actually used a spatula to get out every last bit. When I did cut into it, I actually still had like 3 or 4 uses in here because the pump just didn't allow me to get to the last little bits. It just wasn't coming out. So I'm happy that I did cut into it and really get every last bit used up. So there was quite a bit of product in here when I first kicked off the project. I feel like it's gonna be kind of hard to show since I did cut it. But I started off at this marking right here, which was more than half of the product initially in the packaging. But because it's sunscreen, you do need to use quite a volume. So I knew that I could fly through this if I was using it really regularly. And so in my first update, I was all the way down here. And so there really wasn't that much left after my first update. So yeah, really happy that this is now gone. I did receive this in PR and I'm not gonna repurchase it. I have other sunscreens in my collection that I want to work through and enjoy. But it was nice to try it out and really nice to get it used up. Another product that I started off the project pan with is the Kopari Starry Eye Balm. I've been working on this kind of slowly but steadily. I think I forgot about it being in the project pan for a couple weeks actually. And when I realized it, I was like, oh no, I never made any progress for like 2, maybe 3 weeks. So these check-ins are always a great reminder of what I'm working on, but what I want to see with the products as well. Like I really want this to be empty because I really do enjoy this and it is so old. I think when I introduced this project, I had mentioned that I'm pretty sure I bought this in 2019. So very old, really, really need to work my way through it or else it is going to expire on me. I mean, it's far surpassed the period after opening, which I think with this is 12 months, but it seems to be functioning just fine. I haven't noticed a change in consistency, scent, or performance either. So I'm gonna keep using it until one of those variables ends up changing. But yeah, it's slow but steady progress because I was overlooking it. I wasn't using this as a part of my routine, and the intention with this project is to bring these things to the forefront and ensure that they do become a part of my routine. So once I realized that that was something that I was overlooking, this product was something I was overlooking, I did end up reaching for it a lot more consistently, and I do feel like I can see some noticeable changes in the product from especially the introduction, but even from my first update of this project pan. And I'm really hoping in the next 2 months I can make a really good leap in the amount of progress on this. But I foresee this being something that still takes me like 4 or maybe even 6 months to use up because a little really goes a long way. And I just don't want to overuse it. I only use it at nighttime because it is very oily. It doesn't really sit under makeup very nicely in my experience. But I do really enjoy this, so I want to use it up. I really want to use it up, and I will. This next product is also an empty, which is super exciting for me. This is the Versed Baby Cheeks All-in-One Hydrating Milk. I did get this in PR, and I'm really happy that through this project, I have really put it to the test. When I rolled it into the project, I really didn't have much progress on it whatsoever. I had used maybe a quarter of it. My first marking was just underneath of the pink band right here. But then I was able to make a pretty substantial amount of progress in those first 2 months of the project, and now it is completely empty, which is great. I just found that this was something that I was able to multitask, multi-purpose. I was able to reach for it in so many different ways because, as it says, it's an all-in-one product. You can use this as a toner, you can use this as a cleanser, you can use this as a makeup remover. And for me, I generally was using it more so in my evening time routine to really ensure that I got mascara off and like eyeshadow off like right at my lash line. But then I also use this very consistently to remove makeup swatches when I was filming videos, or to remove fallout from underneath my eyes as well. And because it's not soap based, you don't have to rinse it off your face like micellar water. So this was just something that became a really consistent part of my routine, and I found myself reaching for almost habitually because it's so multi-purpose. So it was great to finally realize the potential of this product and to actually use it up in the last 4 months, because previously it had been open for like 10 months and I never used it. I just forgot to reach for it. So this feels so good to me. And then I still have one other product that I did kick off the project pan with. It was my Catrice Lip Coconut Balm. This is a product I also did receive in PR, and one that I really didn't enjoy, but I was not able to just part with it. I don't know. I'm silly like that. I'm sure many of you are kind of in the same boat where you just don't want to let go of things if they're not absolutely terrible. If they still can work, you kind of want to make them work. So this lip balm to me was just kind of meh, not my favorite, but not the worst thing ever. It did leave my lips feeling somewhat hydrated, but it did leave a severe, like chalky white cast. It was really cakey looking on the lips. So definitely not something that I could take out on the go with me, because I never knew what the situation was gonna look like with this. It just looked so thick and ugh. But it wasn't bad enough that I couldn't use it as a part of my morning and nighttime skincare routine. And so it was something that I needed to bring back to the forefront in order to actually polish off and make a part of those routines. And I have been able to finish it off through this project. In my last update, I said I wasn't really sure if I was going to actually dig into it like I often do with pretty much all of my lip products, whether they're lipsticks or lip balms. And I decided that once I did get flush with the packaging over these last couple months, that instead of just finishing it off at that point, I would dig into it until I needed to film this update. So I managed to dig quite far down into it. I don't know if you can even tell, but I think I'm about 1/2 centimeter or so down in the packaging. So that's good. I'm calling it quits at this point. I left this actually by my couch to remember to reach for this because I really wanted to get it done for this update of this project. It was top of mind all the time that I wanted to get this gone because I have so many other lip balms in my collection that I prefer so much more. So I kept this by the couch, and so when I was watching TV, I could just kind of like slap it on habitually. I don't really care what I'm looking like when I'm watching TV. And I ended up just using the back of my nail to dig into this after it got to the point where I couldn't just throw it on from the bullet. And in doing that, I would apply it to the lips. But then someone had commented in my most recent update that they use lip balms that they don't like as a cuticle oil. So I would just dig farther into it and kind of use it on my cuticles, hydrate even like my knuckles, things that are quite dry on my hands. And so I was able to use a volume of it that way over the last couple weeks, which is great. But she's done now. It's time for us to part ways. Yes, I could go farther into this and use up every last possible speck of this, but I don't really have interest in doing that. I'm really happy that I managed to make the progress that I did and I used the volume that I did, but yeah, it is done. It is empty in my eyes. My 5th and final current focus product is one that I rolled in actually in my last update. It was my only roll-in then, but I'm really happy that I decided to focus on these. These are the Ferulic acid resurfacing pads from Derma. There initially were 50 pads in here and I just didn't find myself reaching for these. I didn't find myself making this a regular part of my routine. And I knew that these technically have an expiration date of some time at the end of this year because unfortunately the date has worn off. I really don't know what the technical expiration date is, but I would love to use this up sooner than later because I just can't seem to part with them. I can't seem to just throw them out knowing that they're these individual use things. I want to get the usage out of them. So I have been reaching for these probably 2 to 3 times a week. I really couldn't tell you exactly how many times I've used them. And unfortunately, I thought I would have marked it, but maybe it wore off. But I think I was just at like this point when I started using these. And now I'm down here. I'd say there's only half of the amount of pads that started out in here. So that's good. There's probably like 20 to 25 pads remaining, I would say. I'm not certain on that. Maybe it's easier to show you from that clear spot right there. But yeah, I'd say it's about half of what initially was in here, which is good, really good. I gotta tell you though, I gotta report back. Don't love using these because not only are they individual use pads that like you need to kind of delve into and use after cleansing your skin, which is just like a step that I've never had as a part of my routine. But when it comes to this product in particular, you actually have to cleanse the skin after using these. So I will wash my face, like I'll do a double cleanse if I'm wearing makeup. I will do like an oil kind of cleanse. I will do my regular cleanser and then I will apply these. I will use one on the entirety of my face and then I use one down my neck and onto the top of my chest. And then after like a minute, I have to rinse my face again and then pat everything dry. And it just is such an extra, not one step, but 2 extra steps for these dang things. So not loving using them. I'm not necessarily even noticing any kind of results from them, but maybe I'm just not using them as consistently as I probably should to see the results. But these are supposed to help with brightening the skin, reducing hyperpigmentation, and preventing like aging, signs of aging, which I don't know if any skincare can do that for me, but whatever. I'm using them. I'm not seeing any results. I'm not really enjoying the process, but I do want to get these used up. So a couple times a week, I can make my skincare routine a little bit longer, a little bit more extra. So I'm actually going to be rolling out 3 products in today's update. I'll be rolling out the first product, which is now empty, the Kate Somerville sunscreen, which is now empty, as well as the Catrice lip balm. These are all empties now in my eyes. Well, only this one is like maybe not technically an empty, but these are all empty. These are all going into my empties bin, and then I will continue focusing on my Derma E resurfacing pads and the Kopari Starry Eye Balm. I'm hoping to see really good progress on both of these products for my next update in this project pan, and I will be rolling 3 new products in that I really desperately need to focus on. These are all things that I really do want to make some serious progress on. So the first one being a hair care product, which is the first hair care product that I've had in this project pan. It is the Fable and Mane HoliRoots hair oil. I actually got this as a gift with code from a Sephora order a long time ago. I had this when I was in my apartment before I moved in the like middle of 2021. So I don't know how long technically I've had this, but either way, it's far too long. And I was just looking on the Sephora app to kind of try to figure out when I had gotten this, and I can't find it, but I looked up this brand to really get to understand how to use this product more so that I can get into this project, move it into this project, informed and understanding what I'm supposed to do with this product. But I realized that this size is not like a sample size, but this is actually one that you can purchase. This is 14.4 milliliters, and they sell this for $16 Canadian on the Sephora site. So that was like pretty impressive that that was a gift with purchase, but I digress. I don't use this whatsoever. I have very little progress on this. I think it's at about this point right here. I will mark it. Actually, let's do that right now. So I just marked it right here. So as you can see, haven't used a ton of product in it whatsoever. There's quite a lot of product remaining in here. And I did my research, like I said. So What I have to do is use this at minimum 5 minutes before a shower, but even potentially overnight you can use this. And then you shower to like rinse it out. It's supposed to help with strengthening the hair, hydrating the scalp, hydrating the hair as well. And I most definitely could afford to have a little bit of help when it comes to my scalp and my hair, because I just don't use any hair care products minus shampoo and conditioner. I don't. I'm just too lazy to do it. But I have this on hand. I have several other hair care products, like styling types of products too, that I just never use. So I'm going to kickstart making progress on my hair care collection with this product right here. And I'm actually looking forward to using this if I can find the time in my routine, or like remember to make this a part of my routine, because this does sound like a really beautiful product. And it's something that I really feel like I could benefit from. So yeah, really looking forward to actually kickstarting making some progress on this and getting a better understanding of this product as well. I'll also be rolling in this clay mask right here. This is the Alya Skin Australian Pink Clay Mask. This is called Pink Perfect, I suppose. And I actually got this as, again, kind of like a gift with purchase. I was not expecting this, but when I ordered my Spectrum and Katie Jane Hughes brush set, this came with it. I have used quite a bit of this actually over the last year and a half that I've had those brushes, but I'm so silly for this, but I do this all the time with makeup and other beauty products. I get to a point where I'm like, oh yeah, I've made a really good dent in that. Let me savor it now. Let me just hold on to it in case I really do need it at some point. And so you can see, like, I've made a really good dent in this, but I have not reached for this in probably 4 or 5 months. And I just leave it in my bathroom cabinet completely unused, because it got to this point where it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run out of that eventually. And I don't wanna do that, but I do. I wanna use it up. I don't want it to go bad, especially with these clay kind of formulas. When they get to this point, there's very little volume of product in here. They actually tend to dry out and lose their efficacy, I feel like, pretty quickly once they get to this stage. So I want to actually use it. I don't even savor this because I love it or anything like that. I just do that. I just do that with so many beauty products. I like just hold on to them. Just hold on to them. Don't want to replace it. Don't want to use it up. I don't know. I'm really trying to remedy that. I actually think with how little remains in here, I can have this done by my next update. I just need like that last little push to be able to do it, this last kick in the butt. So putting it into this project is going to hold me accountable most definitely to do so. Sometimes I wear this all over the face, but we're in winter time now and my skin is definitely much more dry, much more dehydrated looking as of late as well. So I don't think that I will use this all over my face. I'll more so use it as kind of like a spot treatment when I'm gonna get in the bath, or before I hop in the shower. I might just put it onto like wherever I have active breakouts. Like lately I've been breaking out all around here. So I think that that's how I'll use it. I may have to use it a few times a week in order to see the progress that I want to see, but I don't think it will be a problem to work through this by my next update, or at least I'm really hoping so. And then the last product I will be rolling in is a product that I did receive in PR from the Inkey list quite a while ago. It is the Retinol Eye Cream. I have been using this off and on since I did receive it, which I think was not last year in the fall, but the year before in the fall. And I don't really have really great progress on it, considering that I thought I had been reaching for it often. I have about half of the product remaining in here. So actually I should mark this one too. So I'm gonna just try to squeeze it down as far as I can and then fold it. And I think it's about there. So right at that line is where I'm going to be clocking in at to introduce it to this project. Because this product contains retinol, it is a nighttime exclusive eye cream for me, but it is something that I feel like is gentle enough that I can actually use it every single night. In anticipation of potentially rolling it into this project, I've been using it as a regular part of my nighttime routine recently, and it is great. It's something that I've been really enjoying, especially paired with the Kopari Starry Eye Balm. I do feel like these products just work really well together. This is hydrating and very nourishing. and then this kind of just like locks it into place, and I've just been really loving this combo. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep focusing on both of these products in tandem. I imagine this is something that's gonna take me quite a while to work through though. I don't expect this to be a product that rolls out in the next coming few months. Given that I've had this for well over a year, probably a year and a half, and I only have about half of it used up, I expect this to be something that still takes me another 6 or so months. And that's just wild to me because the period after opening on this says 6 months. So technically speaking, this is supposed to be something that expires after 6 months of being open, but there's just far too much product in here to be able to use it. Even if I was using this every single night for 6 months, I don't think it would be possible to complete this entire product in that time frame. I just don't see that being possible because you really don't need a lot when it comes to eye cream. Like very, very little goes a long way when it comes to eye cream. It's a very small select area. There's not a lot of surface area. So yeah, I think as long as I can use this consistently in the next few months, that would be great. I really hope that it doesn't go bad on me. I don't notice any sort of changes in the functionality or texture or scent or anything like that. But I'm just gonna use it, and if that ends up being the case, obviously I'll declutter it then. I will not use it if it's not working well. But for now, I am really excited to just actually make this a more consistent part of my routine and to hopefully have it done in a few months' time. I really hope I can make that happen. So that was quite a big update. I'm really happy that I've managed to roll 3 products out of this project and now have 3 new items in addition to 2 kind of carryovers to work on in this project pan. I feel like I have a really good mix of different types of products as well, and I cannot wait to see what the next 2 months of this project pan have in store. So that is everything, my friends. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.